fixing Pokemon. I don't know anything about like coding, but I'm just gonna say what I want from a Pokemon game, and I'm gonna start with things that are basically guaranteed to be good. One, characters. Uh, you know, I really like the characters from Sword and Shield. I like the Pokemon from Sword and Shield. Zamazenta is my favorite legendary. Inteleon is like probably my favorite starter. It goes on. Of course, there's some things that are gross like Cinderace, but I can look over it because it wasn't made for the, like Sword and Shield. It was made for marketing. Because if you look at it, it's Red Lucario. But that's beside the point. Music gonna be great unless they do some remixes, and I don't like the remixes here. They like Legends Arceus is basically all remixes, and most of them are shit. I like the one for the legendary theme, like the one with the bass. That one's alright. It's still kind of is boring, but it's a definite improvement over the BDSP and DPPT versions. What else is good? Oh, that Elite Four remix is nice. Everything else, don't really care. I mean, here's the thing, and this is a perfect segment. Like the area themes, I don't like. They're more ambient, like Breath of the Wild, and I don't like that. What I want is something like the old games, things that are energetic, like or just I don't know, focus, like Route 203 from Sinnoh. I really like that one. Or 225 from Sinnoh. That one's also good. 216. These songs are good. But here's the thing. If you're gonna I want routes. They shouldn't be like how they are in Sword and Shield. Routes should be something like in Xenoblade. Chronicles 1, because that's the only one I played. But I think that they should be something like that. The areas they shouldn't be as big as the ones in Xenoblade, because that leads to just pointlessly wandering around and just holding forward with backtracking. They should be like a nice medium size. What I want is easily identifiable landmarks, some trainers, Pokemon. Oh, and here's the thing. The way the Pokemon are shown in the wild has gotten better. That's one thing I will praise Legends for. But what they should be doing is fighting, eating, just some extra stuff, just a bit more, and it'll be great. But yeah, I want routes. Maybe also give them a name, because giving them numbers, just Route 1 to 10, it's just not easily identifiable. Like Route 1, then like a sub name below it, that'd be nice. I'm gonna think of a good route. Oh, that water route from Sword and Shield, I actually didn't like that one. If it looked better, would be great. And basically that's what I want. I want I want areas that feel like I'm exploring it. And I don't control the camera isn't needed. I really don't care. Oh, and speaking of areas, cities, yeah. The cities in Sword and Shield were, I don't know, they were, like set pieces or cardboard cutouts, because you can remember, I can remember them, but they're empty. And that's just their biggest problem, because they look really good. Your house is just a farm. You're a kid from a fucking farm. Motostoke, big city, steam, the rivers, like that gear elevator. Those that were pretty cool actually. But Motostoke is too small. Winden has that like Ferris wheel, the trains. Winden looks good. Like the backgrounds are nice. Turf Field is that big field, the ruins, that carving thing of the toxicity, the house in the background. This is all things I can remember. Then there's like Chichester. Oh, Chichester is so great. I love that one. Oh, and Spike Month, which looks great, but it's just a straight line. They need just better layouts. That's it, just better layouts and stuff to do inside of them. Of course, some cities can be small. Not everything needs to be giant. But I think at the bare minimum, they should be like Castelia or Lumio City. Of course, you should be able to ride Pokemon. That's just a fun feature. Maybe even fly on some of them. Also, I want the environments to be more gimmicky. In like hot areas, you can't use certain Pokemon will just either not work or will perform worse depending on the environment. That's something I want. Like a Goodra in the sun doesn't do too hot, but or like you can only use the fish Pokemon underwater or by the water. That's what I want, at least. It'll get in the way, but at the same time, I feel like if you're catching them all, it wouldn't be a problem. Of course, and it would be like a natural like roadblock to like higher leveled areas instead of having someone like Team Yell get in the way and completely ruin the experience. Also, I don't think you should have, Team Yell I'm not saying literally Team Yell. I'm saying you shouldn't have just arbitrary roadblocks. I just won't go to an area if I'm underleveled. Or over, yeah, that's what I mean. Just let me get my ass kicked. It's not that big of a deal. Okay, now for the story. The stories are never really good, and I feel like at the beginning of the game, at the beginning of the game, what I want is to be able to customize my character, change their eyes, their mouth, etc. Skin color, maybe even height and body type. But I know with like clothing, that'd be a whole mess. Maybe just have like 2 or 3 body types or something. I don't know. I want to, experiment. I like character creation and customization. It's why, it's probably the main reason why I haven't bought Legends, honestly, because I don't like the codes in that game. Sword and Shield, I spend all my money in the clothing store and have no money for items or anything. And, but that's beside the point. I want to give my character a personality. I think Mystery Dungeon has like that whole question thing in the beginning, but instead of that, just give me 3 characters with or 3 personalities and let me pick between them. That would determine like some like running animations, victory animations, things like that. That's basically it. Also, the plot of the game would be influenced by who you pick. It's like 3 houses, but actually good. No, I'm joking. 3 Houses is a good game. Got Rushed, like there you can find examples of like different routes being scrapped. It's definitely rushed, much like Pokemon. As for battles, people, they talk about how seamless it is, and that really isn't a problem for me. What honestly shouldn't have been the standard is having text and things just be displayed all at once. Just the text boxes make the battles really slow. Of course, improved animations, that's just obvious. How would I want the animations to be improved? Somewhat realistically, is just tying moves to like certain body parts. Because like fire punch should always be a punch, kicks should be a kicks, and some attacks would just have like something like return or close combat would just be like a generic physical attack animation. I'm okay with that. But yeah, that's basically it. As far as how I change it. Oh, and in the game there'd be more battle types. Having like everything just be single battles and then competitive be mostly double battles is fucking retarded. If you ask me, it should be a healthy mix. It's not how you say the fucking word. Okay, a mix of single, double, triple. I don't like triple battles. Rotation battles, yeah. I don't think post-game, facilities are needed anymore because of because of how easy it is to play online, while I'm at it, bottle caps, IVs, they should not be in the game at all. EVs should be displayed. Well, okay. I think the Pokedex should be reworked. What EVs a Pokemon gives you should be found there once you've defeated it. Yeah. And you should be able to track and manage EVs, maybe through some NPC or something, but you shouldn't have to give them like a bunch of stupid fucking items to manage that. It's just a drag. I think that Pokemon should come in a few different colors or just have some subtle variations between them, because like mirror matches just look really strange. I don't know, like having different tail lengths or something. This could be like, a bit like RNG. That's the RNG. Instead of IVs, this is how you make Pokemon different. They should look different without being... I shouldn't have to ditch my starter if I want to play online. I want to be able to use my Emboar. And I don't want my Emboar to look just like some other asshole's Emboar. Maybe through items or like, I don't know, like a grooming station where you can like, I don't know, change their hair or something. Something like that. It would be so good and really get me invested in the world. And it's not like it's impossible, because Furfrou, all right, I know you don't remember it. I mean, I just now remembered it. Pokemon Refresh, right? It's possible. It's doable. But, of course, these games are made in, like, 9 seconds, so it's not happening. Also, I don't want the game to take place in the past. That's just annoying. The past is boring. Stop doing that. You can limit technology. That's okay. But the past is just... No, don't do that. Keep new catching mechanics from Legends. Also, this isn't really necessary, but have like a battle style section where you can pick if you want to play under like a Galarian rule set where, there's Dynamax, or a Alolan move set where there's Z moves and Megas, or just a classic moveset where there's none of the other mechanics. Of course, add voice acting. That's a no-brainer. Just give the player character a nickname, like basically every other JRPG does. Not even JRPG. That's just the thing games do in general. They say like in Monster Hunter stories, they just call you Buddy or a Rider. It's easy. You don't need to not the fact that the cutscenes are animated in such a way that you can see their mouths moving and things are timed so that their mouth would... It's like the way cutscenes look in Sword and Shield and Legends is like the voices have been modded out and it looks horrendous. I hate it so much. It makes them all so horrible, and hearing that stupid little beeping noise every time you have to advance the text, which, by the way, still has to scroll by and doesn't just appear. Oh, and by the way, I should be able to skip cutscenes. I'll take it if it's on the second playthrough. By the way, there should be multiple slave sides. That's just an obvious thing. But yeah, I should be able to skip cutscenes. Sun and Moon, people would love that game so much more if you could do that. But you can't, and you can't do that in Sword and Shield either. And Sword and Shield also has a problem of Sonya interrupting you literally every single time. It's infuriating. Stop doing that. Let people just play through the game like how they want to. That's what the appeal is. You shouldn't have so many roadblocks and things like that. Maybe just have fucking level scaling, or don't. Who cares? Personally, I prefer linear games, really. But just, pick one. I also don't need every single Pokemon to be in the game. No, I know some people do, not me. I think around 500 is a good amount, like 400 or 500. It's a good amount. But what I do think is more important is the selection and distribution. People, they suddenly realize that BDSP, when they say BDSP isn't good, I'm shocked because, how can you say BDSP isn't good, but you also like DPPT? They're like the same game. And the problem that I've said since, the beginning of time is that the selection for Sinnoh is awful. like, what is there to use? Okay, you don't, if in my, hypothetical region, I don't want it to be full of evolutions, baby forms. Don't do that shit. Because then what happens is that you're going to have to start relying on old Pokemon to fill out the routes. And what happens? You get Machamp, fucking Bidoof. What else is everywhere? Geodude. And that's all you get. You get Kanto too. All right? It's just a really shitty situation. Yeah. What else I have to say about distribution? Oh, make sure there's like at least 3 to 5 of each, type, 3 lines or whatever. And I know you can like cheap out with dual types, but please don't. Online, of course, should be, made to be more, clear. Nothing like the fucking Wycom. Like, what is that? Difficulty settings would be nice, but I don't really need them because the difficulty comes from what the player does. The type of Pokemon you use, whether or not you play around the experience share or turn it off if you're playing a game that allows you to do so, which, really, why can't I do that? But whatever. You can't play around it. You just swap out your team. Unless you're playing something like BDSP, where there's nothing you want to catch, so you won't, swap out your team, which results in being overleveled constantly and disinterested with the game. But I'm not here to shit on BDSP. I'm probably gonna do another video where I just shit on Sinnoh for being, complete poo-poo garbage. But not today. Now, for something more specific as to what I'd want, where I'd want my ideal Pokemon game to take place, is aliens. Well, not... You get the idea. Eternatus, Deoxys, Ultra Beast, Zygarde looking like a goddamn, robot. These things all point to having some alien invasion type game, or just a game about aliens, and there's nothing. Alright, Sun and Moon kind of does that, but not really, because you can't, I don't know. I want to pilot Zygarde. That should be the climax of the game. Yeah. But I think that's about it, or as far as I can think of right now, for what I'd want in my ideal Pokemon game. The reason the background is Opal is because I love her. She's just such a bitch. I like her. For a while, I was in the Golden Girls phase.
Love me